Lovely. Wow. So nervous. What's wrong with you, mate? I see my hand shaking. Um, wow. Inside Awards, expert citizens. Aaron, thank you for inviting me. Good choice making me go first because I'm normally the act that makes everybody depressed. It's like, Saka Shuna collect. I just keep getting these buckets. I'm gonna make you sad. And then what about if I did it? That's not what I got. I got other setbacks. I got fun setbacks. So, um, like the first piece I'm gonna start with is my signature piece called Where the Heart Is. And some people you heard me perform before. A few of you, that's scary. Um, well, this piece is called Where the Heart Is. I was expected to be holding the mic, so like, it's not for well, you get pick up earlier. And before I go into Where the Heart Is, basically, as you probably tell, I'm so unorganized. I'm actually a calamity. And I'm going to double book myself today, so I might have to leave early. So when I realized that, I went into a panic. I was like, mate, I can't just be here and then leave without doing something special. So I went into a frenzy. If you saw me at the hotel this morning, probably saw smoke coming off my screen, so I was typing in my phone. So I was rushing together a special poem to share today. It's going to require some of your help if that's all right. All right, I want to do a test. And I want us all to say 5 for system change on the count of 3. 5 for system change. You ready? Ready? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that was pretty good, eh? All right, now we're going to try one more. I'm going to say a line from a poem that I'm going to share later. We're all going to participate in executing. So it goes, and we won't stop fighting too, because there's lots of work to do by the likes of we and the likes of you who. You lot got it, you lot got it. All right, we're going to get to that point at the end. And without further ado, if I'm ready, where the heart is. Now, I've slept on the Newport City Centre Haven, and I've slept on a bench at Harrogate train station. I've slept in numerous churches, a couple of squats, a few hostels, and through all this, I've discovered a lot. You see, with all the floors that I've slept on, and the sofas I've served, and the buses I rolled back and forth where there was nowhere to go, have kind of shown me that we live in a world where it could seem like people just don't care, you know? Now, I've traveled the country, I've brought people to tears, and changed how some of them think, all from my wordplay. Now, a very dear friend to me said this is destiny, because he knows World Homeless Day falls on my birthday. Now, this is a lived experience. This is me living the experience for more than half my life, and I've still not found my feet. I'm almost like a jack in a box, but one that could talk. Because when I get wound up is when I will about to speak. Now they say home is where the heart is. As some people heard that saying before. Pretty much the whole room loved that. So they say home is where the heart is. But today, let's take that out of context. If I'm heartless, am I homeless? If I am homeless, am I heartless? Now they say home is where the heart is. Yet I am homeless but not heartless. So what am I meant to think when they say home is where the heart is? Yeah, they say home is where the heart is. Yet I struggle to accept this. Because I do not have a home, but I know just where my heart is. And I know I have a heart which I used to care for others who are sleeping on the street for all the coldness and the hardships. And they say home is where the heart is. But I haven't got a home. I sleep on sofas and on carpets, feeling hopeless, trapped in darkness. Mate, I've been hopeless, and my heart sinks when winter begins. Because I know people on the streets who might not live to see spring. Now, I made a friend who used to sleep on the streets. I used to give clothes and food to him and his dog. One night, he overhand and proceeded to weep and said he don't know how long to live he has got. That's when he told me that He lost his wife, then he lost his home, and lost a life he used to live, and now he's on these streets and don't know what to try. That night, stupid, silly, or ignorant me. I remember telling him to be strong. Oh, can I please up all the silence for him? He's gone. Rest in peace, Paddy, mate. He's a good lad. He had a kind heart, spoke politely too. He'd offer me peace, our Caribbean and Chinese food. He told me he would die homeless, and he did. So sometimes I sit and wonder, will my time be soon? Freezing cold, I'm broken-hearted. Yeah, we're homeless, but not heartless. So what are we meant to think when they say home is where the heart is? Thank you. Give me 2 seconds.
Where'd you go?
I'll be starting. Oi. All right, we're back. Next one. I speak so much, just cutting into my time here. Should we do a lived experience one again? This one is called Pay Us Fair, and I wrote this for my mates at a wonderful charity called Arts and Homelessness International. And it speaks to those situations where you might do like a lived experience piece, and they're like, thank you for sharing your trauma with us. I know you're close to tears right now, but here's this lovely voucher. I don't really have anything against vouchers because I understand some people it's helpful for their situation. But I feel like the whole voucher thing should be like an option and not a mandatory. And that's why I love Darren right here, because you see him, he understands. Anyway, Pay Us Fair. What is the price of my lived experience? My experience are filled with pain, which I did hide away for years. The prices that I paid for them, you will find are graven there. We paid for some of these with sad days of nights of pain and tears. So for our lived experience, we wish you'd kindly pay us fair. For these experiences, I've exchanged what I've had in me for. Experiences I've exchanged my sanity for. If you knew how much my lived experiences cost me, maybe you would value it and value me more. Most can see we need to find some ways we can change tax rules and benefit regulations in place. I've watched people relive their trauma on these stages by sharing their souls and while trying to keep control of the tears they withhold. In return for a round of applause and a couple of vouchers. You may somehow believe this is fair, but it's not, especially if we're treated as low-cost commodities in hopes we convince commissioners to share some of their funding pots. I never really needed Ryan on the wall to read the room. Now, all that I've said could be wrong, even if I believe it's true. So you could disagree with me, and I could disagree with you, but I hope we find middle ground in this exchange of people's views. Now back to my first question. What is the price of our lived experience? The answer is, it's priceless.
Yeah, boy. Oi.
Do another sad one, do you mind? I swear we're gonna go into happier stuff. I got you up today. This one's called More to Us. I'm just gonna execute it. A little bit of my story. So, what a wonderful thing is the mind. There's different kinds of different minds. There's some who grow and save their minds and some who throw away their minds. There's people who have masterminds, then there's some like me who have half a mind. There's silly minds and clever minds. And again, people I be with, well, never mind. Sometimes it's like my mind's against me. It's like it likes to fight against me. Overthinking till there's times I wish my hyper mind was empty. Sometimes I wonder if I'd still be depressed if my life was rosy. You see, 10 years ago, a therapist diagnosed me with social anxiety / social phobia and severe depression with a high risk of suicide. And sometimes I find it surprising I'm still alive. And I've still got demons that I'm fighting, but still I rise. Sometimes I get lost inside the memories that haunt my mind. Years of being traumatized and starting around 4 or 5. The things I was exposed to will probably leave you mortified. But as I've grown, I've come to see there's more to me and more to life. There's more to life and more to me than my struggles for mental wellness. I try to embrace the light from the sun because it's meant to help this. But honestly, some days I can't find the will to open the curtains. I want to isolate in solitude along with my burdens. And I've met people who have days where they feel the same. Sometimes we just need to shed some tears to heal our pain. Our minds may be something like a tactical soldier that aims to play tricks on us like a practical joker. But there's more to life and more to us than our struggles for mental wellness. We try to embrace the light of the sun because it's meant to help us. However, my advice, if there's ever a time where we feel attacked by our negative mind, then kindness to ourselves is what one should defend ourselves with. Thank you.
How long you got back? Alan, how long? Go for my few minutes? 20 minutes.
Yeah, no, I've got a few more I want to get off first. Well, I hate that laugh of mine. I got 2 laughs, like a very high one, and a very deep one. It's crazy. And they pick and choose when they want to come out of my mouth. I got no control. Oh my goodness, what am I like? All right. So we got a lot of people in the room, and this poem is like this poem is like an ode to the good work that you do, especially those working in the homelessness sector. And this poem is actually called The Good Work as well. And it's funny because like last year I worked with the Royal Foundation and produced an album, and this poem was from the album, but I didn't like it. I feel like I had to tailor it to make it more broad. The good work. No, the work you've been doing is inspiring stuff. In regards to homelessness, we can see times as in tough, but I feel like I'm living in a time that's kind of fascinating. I've been seeing people tackle homelessness by collaborating, and it gives my heart a little comfort to know that we're bound to get this situation under control with strong partnerships and focused interventions, not only on after effects, but also homelessness prevention. Let's recognize the great things done by heroes in our sector, and let's change mindsets as we zero into better. Keep up the good work, and let's all push for more good as we move onwards, upwards, and forwards. Thank you. All right, I'm gonna do one more sad one, and then I'm gonna do my Insight Awards anthem. This one's called Last Good Nights, and this one's more about youth homelessness. And it goes, he was neglected as a child at home and was bullied throughout his life in care. His mind went to dark places while alone, and he would hide his tears or spending nights in fear. He's now 19 and living on the streets. He's also tried so hard to get a home. He feels the life he lives is not complete, and his heart holds pain that most have never known. She was the only child inside her house. Her mom would drink and become very mean. She couldn't take her mother's violent spouts, so she left her home when she was 17. For 15 months, she's lived out on the streets, facing all the dangers that it comes with. The rainy days were often long and bleak. and those chilly nights felt like being punished. The two have been friends for almost a year and take care of each other where they can. They've shared their stories and their broken tears, and being friends forever is their plan. When signs of any hope were not around is when trouble would trickle and erupt, and when plights of homelessness would knock them down, this tribe of two would pick each other up. He struggled to slumber on the cold nights and needed more than drink to get to sleep. She sees him and thinks something isn't so right. Still, she says goodnight and chose to give him peace. He heads to his sleeping destination. He says goodnight while marching fast as light. They never knew that he wouldn't awaken, so they never knew that was their last goodnight. Young people are dying on the streets. Old people are dying on them too. I would change things if it were not to me, but the change we need is up to you. Thank you.
I'm gonna keep them.
Last one. My last one, and you don't have to hear from me for the rest of the day. I could go back to my shy little corner. Also, I'm here with my mate JP. It was his birthday yesterday. It's like, he showed, there we go. There we go. Come on, my dad. All right. This one, wow, this one ain't got a name. I was writing it this morning, so it ain't got a name. Maybe we'll call it Fight for System Change. Should we do another test run of the Fight for System Change? Actually, we got no time for test run. We're gonna jump right into it. Do you know why? I forgot that the poem starts with that segment. I thought it ended with it. But anyway, you all ready? Yeah. You know what? Let's do a test. I'm gonna count to 3 and I want you all to say, I don't trust myself. 1, 2, 3. Man, we're about to make a hit in there. Is that camera rolling? Where are you? I'm joking. I'm joking. All right. Seriously. I've seen things that are really bad, that made me really sad, which made me start to see I had to bounce. And I know it's not just me. Look around, and what you'll see are living legends, lots. And we won't stop fighting too, because there's lots of work to do by the likes of you and likes of you. And until the fight is finished, our all is what we'll give this. And I'm sure that we will win this. That's right. Now, thank you all for all your help. Now it's time I start rambling. I'm here with my friend JP, and he knows I hate traveling. The past few weeks, I've traveled many times. I'm glad to be here at the Insight Awards 2025, where we have, in no particular order, the Welcoming Award, the Learning Award, the Listening Award, and the Leading Award. And not forgetting the Volunteering Award, and a special thanks to all the people who are here to support. Now please, give your applause while I give my applause to the nominees and the hard-working organizers of the Insight Awards. Thank you. I've been surface open. You've all been fantastic. I'm going back to my seat.
Well, what a start to the 10th Insight Awards. That was a really creative, expressive way of communicating some really deep social issues. I'm sure there's lots of people in the room affected by that. So I know Justin's left, but I think that deserves one more round of applause down. And I'm going to be the first speaker, the first audience, because it seems like there's a lot more of you from up here than there does from when you're down there. Make sure you